Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. How are you feeling today, guys? Guys, I'm still getting pinged by the channel that I muted, this live bot. How do you make it not ping you? Is that something? Because I made it so it says notification settings, nothing. And then it says the channel is muted. Do you still get the ping? Can you not remove that? Inferno. Hi, Gross. Oh man, that sucks. Maybe we just remove the at everyone then? Like, do you think the people who use the live bot also want to get pinged? I guess so. Maybe they do. Yeah, personally, I just hate the fact that they get pinged all the time. Oh, I need to do something real quick with the extension before I forget. I need to turn on the extension. Thanks for 11 months, Crystal. Appreciate that. Wait, let me turn on the music. Thank you, Crystal.
7 hours driving on the highway. Far away, far away, far away.
Thanks for 2 months, Dobby. Thank you. Welcome back. Okay, so I have to turn it on. Open up my stream. And then I open up the leaderboard. Okay. Wait. Wait, I took a screenshot. Why can't I paste it? Oh, I see. Oh. Oh shit, how does this work? Sorry, I'm an idiot right now. I need to figure this out real quick. Oh, I see. Wait, what did I do? No, that's not what I wanted to do. Wait, I don't get it. Oh. Okay, I figured it out. I got it. Okay. Thanks for 2 months, Destiny. Thank you so much. And grow smart. I am very smart. Oh.
If you need me, I believe that we can grow. And it's feeling like I've been enough. I can feel the love. Oh yeah, it's all around.
Okay, let me disable it now. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm a bit late because I blame Johnny. It's all his fault. So, okay, we should be good now. Thanks for 6 months, Luavina. Thank you so much. Welcome back. How are you? We said we were gonna pretend. Well, that's what you said. I never agreed to this. Okay. We're gonna play some in Plus now, guys. Remy. I mean, I would like to lie and say no, but the answer is yes. I would be lying. There's some announcement to make. I'm just waiting for Now to do that announcement first. Wait, I'm gonna ask him. I can now press end event. Okay. End event. Okay, I pressed end event. Didn't I close event too? Can you see the leaderboard now and stuff? From like the extension? It started again, okay. Let's see what Jonathan says. I gave a fist. Oh, I can get rid of the extension. Okay. Close event. Okay. Do you still see it now? I mean, I'll just deactivate it. Okay, whatever. It's gone now. Alright. So, now I'm ready to play video games. Big announcement happening in a second too, on Twitter. Make sure you take a look at my Twitter. We have some awesome stuff happening. It's gonna be cool. Thanks for 3 months, Mickey. Welcome back. Matt Hatter. Nigger a lol pro player. Dude, I wish I was a League pro player. Alright, it's happening. I'm posting it. I'll link it to you. Look. Look! Are you looking? Okay, it's kind of tiny, I realize. Come join us, guys! Come join the Discord! We joined the pit! Everybody go join the pit, guys! Also, quick shout out to Crows. If you have some time in the next like couple of hours to like take a look at the Discord once in a while to make sure, you know, like everything should be set up pretty nicely for people to not need any help, but you know how it is. And I think Sophie and maybe Robin too are like looking at the Discord anyway, so at the moment. Okay guys, so basically what we're doing is, let me explain this to you. Now and I, we decided to make this Discord server because we both want to play New World when it comes out. And we decided to make a Discord server to have everyone that wants to play New World to join the community. We're planning on all playing on the same server and the same faction, and then we want to make like bigger communities, big companies, and like make sure that everyone has their thing that they want to do and find people to play with and all that kind of stuff. And join us on like in wars and expeditions and all of that kind of stuff. So that's why we're making this, so we can all just get the people together into like a Discord channel. And then once the game comes out, we are already like organized and we can get things running. Yeah, can we do that? The exclamation mark, the pit. Can we put that in like the stream title, Kuros?
Welcome to the game.
Thanks for the sub, Steven. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I probably announced it wrong. Is it Stefan? Stefan. Steven is written with like a V, right? Stefan. I don't know. It is Steven. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry. Oh, it is Orga. Oh, I see you. Okay. I see. Hey, Daffodillo, what's up? Thank you so much for 21. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Oh. Okay, we're doing playful. I'm a bit in a rush because I told my guild I'm gonna join and plus approximately like 40 minutes ago, and they've been waiting for me this whole time. Yo. You know, I was talking to Johnny and then he messaged me. I was like, do you want to join and plus? And I'm like, yeah, sure, in like 15 minutes. And then 30 minutes later, I was still talking to Johnny. Oh no. Hello. Okay, let's do this. We haven't decided on the server or the faction yet. We're probably we were thinking about joining Covenant because it's like an underdog faction, and we wanted to join because we don't want to like completely overtake the server, and like Syndicate and Marauders are like the more played factions. So we're thinking we thought it might be a good idea to go with Covenant, because then we might not actually be like super one-sided on our server, you know what I mean? So that's the idea. I need to lower my key real quick. Thank you so much for the 42 months, Dashu, by the way. Thank you so much. Guess we forgot to unsub again. Man, there's so many people that forget to unsub. I guess just like the fact that you have to unsub works really in my favor. Thanks for 10 months, Richie. Appreciate that. And plus again, yeah. We're just doing weekly keys, to be honest. Just weekly keys. Wait, what am I doing? I need to lower my key. 16. Would you consider picking up an A streamer in the pit to rep all the kids who love the content but don't want to deal with EU server lag? I definitely think that we're gonna... Like, the server is supposed to be like a big server, and people who are on the Discord don't have to also play on the same server and like the same faction. If you just don't want to hang out in the server and you just want to like be part of the community, that's totally fun as well. Like, it's not exclusive to the people that are part of our server and community. Thank you so much for 4 months, Desty Race. Yeah, Desty. I'm just gonna call you Desty. Thank you so much, Desty. Welcome back. Yeah, me too, Finden. Me too. Same, Never Nude, same. You can join to be a spy for the other faction. No spies. Spies are not allowed. They're gonna be dealt with, don't worry about it. Oh shit, I have Incarn. Whatever. And where did my flask go? Didn't I have a flask? Before. He don't. He don't. Oh my god. Okay. Nice, nice. Oh my god, what is going on in here? Hey Flay, what's up? My guild doesn't care about bolstering, guys. They don't care. Bolstering who? I use a Corsair K100. Man, I'm gonna be so distracted by the Discord launch now. I'm just like looking at the Discord the whole time. So many people already joined the Discord, that's awesome. Thanks for 11 months, Real Bunny Pants. Thank you. Nice fungal store. Thanks for Prime Shuri. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. I really like the chair that I'm using. It's really comfortable and it's covered in cloth instead of fake leather, and that's something that I really like.
Welcome to the land of the magic chicken lady.
Thanks for Prime Sub, Monarch. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Katana. Hey, Shuri. Greetings from Chile. Nice. Thanks for helping me, chicken. You're more than welcome. Alright, nice. We're doing a good job. Nice, nice. Um. Okay. Ich weiß nicht. Are you now going to be making a company in New World? Yes, we will. Yeah, the Discord community is supposed to be for everyone. It's not just supposed to be for our personal communities. We are planning on making our own company, Now and I, but it's not like we don't have the same. So now it's gonna have his company and I have my company, and whichever other streamers want to join have their company. And then we're gonna try to make companies for all of the rest of the players that want to join our server too and want to be part, you know? Because each company can only fit 100 people. So the plan is that we're gonna make our own companies, you know, like the Nagura company, the Now company, and whichever other streamers are joining as well. And then additionally, we're gonna try to put all of the other people together in like their own companies as well. Like that's why we're looking for company leaders that are willing to be a company leader, right? So if you're like a person, for example, that will be willing to lead a whole company, then you can message us. If you go to the recruitment channel, then it has the details there. And then we would see that we put all of our people that want to join in those companies, you know? So all of them have like their own little company. In the end, we do want to play together as like one big community. And you don't have to be in the same company to play together, right? That's not gonna be needed. This bus is dying way too fast. So yeah, that's like the plan for now, but we still have lots of things that we can figure out because it's still like, it's still almost a month until the game releases, so we will figure all of that out depending on what the people want to do. Boomy are warriors for plus rates in arena. I mean, that's a lot of things. I don't know, like it doesn't matter. Both is good. Both Warrior and Moonkin are doing good right now. So you should really just play what you prefer between those two, or like roll a dice or something. I don't know. Self-real. Yeah, unfortunately the beta is over now. I wish I could play some more even to figure things out. But I'm excited for launch, and maybe it's good that now we have some time off the game where we can actually figure some stuff out for our companies and stuff. Good morning, Mikator. Yeah, maybe energy. Maybe it is better for our sleep schedules. No, it said cancel cast and I didn't cancel cast. $2,000-ish. Oh. True, never knew true. Cadian?
Stuck up in the middle. In between you and I. Maybe just a little.
Hey Maddish, what's up? No, Crispo, I don't exactly know how the players from the top 10 of the extension are gonna be giving the game. I passed on the leaderboard to them now. So they have the information on the leaderboard. And then I'm not sure how they're gonna be giving it out. But I will definitely let you know once I know. Jetzt alles. Alles. Hab alles. Jaina? Tante? Ah, das ist so ein Frontal. So viele Frontals. There's too many frontals! Thanks for the 2 months, Funny. Thank you so much. Liebe Grüße. Dankeschön. Danke. Wie geht's? Hey, Jack. I'm glad you like the Discord. Yeah. We try to make it look all nice and stuff and ready for when the people join. Ja, okay. No, as far as I'm aware, there's no reason to have multiple characters. You can do everything with one character. Decided to... Are we getting new ones? No, we don't. Oh, we do. Listen, you can play whatever Covenant you want this Amunkin, you're gonna be fine. If you're Night Fae, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Night Fae is just fine. But is that already so perfect start? Oh no! Carl! What happened to the Carl bot? Thanks for 4 months, Street Jumper. Thank you so much. It just blocks some messages. It's not that. Oh, okay. Good. Thanks for 6 months, Johnny. Welcome back. How are you? Do you guys think that JL and Breck being out of this is going to change anything? I mean, it definitely will change something, right? Like having having people in the highest roles replaced definitely will change something, right? If it changes what we are looking for is the other question, right? Like, if the change that is gonna be happening is satisfying, we're gonna have to see about that. But I think it's good to see that change being done, because at least now there's hope that something will change. Because with the old leadership, it felt like, okay, we're complaining about stuff, but you know, like they always say, oh, we're gonna change, and then nothing changes. And then how is it not just gonna be the same thing again, right? So at that point, just replacing like people that are like in higher positions is definitely like a good thing. And I would assume that the people who get hired in those new higher positions, they're also eager to change because they know of all the things that have been done wrong before, and they're probably eager to change those things, right? So I do think it's like we should be optimistic about these changes. And then I forgot the name. I'm really bad with names. But one of them that is now in like the higher up position. This is not related to like. This is not related to the practices that are wrong within the company, but this is more related towards the game. Okay? Because of course there's lots of things wrong that are within the company. But the thing that I am referring to now is the things that are wrong with the game, right? Because a lot of people are not happy with how the game is looking at the moment, and I think one of the newer ones, I literally forgot the name. I'm so dumb, but one of them is actually like a gamer, you know, like he actually plays the game a lot. Das war ein Boss. Nur Boss. Okay, das wäre jetzt... Okay, jetzt müssen wir den Block machen. Oh Gott. Mein ganzer Frenzy Damage ist ins Ding dabei. Oh Mann. Das ist noch eine Bombe, ne? Die müssen wir auch machen. I just star searched at the end of my frenzy into the congealed slime aura. That was something. Oh. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he's actually really active in WoW. He's already like done all 20s in season 2. He got KSM like within the first 2 weeks, and now I think he did all 20s in M+. Which, of course, I mean, I'm not saying that he's like a world first rater or something, but that's like he clearly plays the game on like not just a casual level, but on like on a pretty like high-end level compared to most players, which is definitely pretty promising, right? Yeah, it's like, I would call it like semi-competitive, yeah. And that's, like, a lot of the time that's not the case that the higher-ups play the game that much. Because, I mean, it's like a pretty time-consuming job, I would assume, and most of them maybe do play the game, but like more in a casual way. And then we always felt like, at least like the more competitive players always felt like that there's a disconnect there in like the interests. So having people that actually play the game a lot is already kind of promising, right? Hey, Bishu. Warum pullen wir Sogodon? Ja, okay. I mean, yeah, I don't think he's playing WoW all day and doesn't do anything. Captain. Of course I'm the queen of Moonkins. I mean, titles can be Petals can be the second queen, okay? It's okay, he can be the second queen. I'm just gonna use cool buttons now. Map point? Chain point? These settings. Oh, I don't have my tea buff. Dude, why do some of my stuff just disappears? My intellect buff disappeared and my tea buff too. Intellect, let's go. Yeah, that as well, Renator. That's also something that I thought is a good idea, to have two people in like an even position, right? Because if you have one person that's like the higher up that is like deciding most things, then that feels like it's always better to have two people, right? So I thought that was like a good idea. You could also create problems where they cannot agree on something, but if they cannot agree on it, then looking for other avenues to make their decision is probably in the best interest for everyone, right? So let's say one of them wants to do something and the other person wants to do the complete opposite, and they're like trying to agree but they cannot. Then at that point they would be looking to like ask other people or whatever, and then there's even more opinions that are being put together, which in my opinion is just good, right? So I don't know, it sounds promising, of course. It's not gonna like... Another thing is that people have to consider, of course, the changes that Blizzard is making now are not gonna be in effect for quite a long time, because things that happen in WoW are being decided and dealt with in advance, and not just like a little bit, but like pretty long in advance. Like for example, they're already working on the next expansion. They've already been working on the next expansion for months at this point. So that's something that you definitely have to think about too. I would assume there's still lots of things they can change with the direction they want to go in when it comes to next expansion. But just saying that it's not gonna like, tomorrow everything is gonna be different. Like that's something they have to remember. Thanks for 7 months, Val. Welcome back. How are you? Conduit energy gone tomorrow? That would be... Dude, that would be such a good statement to make. Even if it's such a tiny thing. Like, conduit energy is literally the tiniest thing, right? That barely affects anyone in the game. But it would just like it would take a stance that you're actually gonna like start listening now. You know, it's like, okay, fine, we're gonna start listening. You know what I mean? Like it would just be like I don't know, just like a statement, right? Because again, I don't think conduit energy actually affects many people in like a negative way. But the fact that, like, I think the biggest problem that people have with conduit energy is that it just felt like they're not like listening. You know, like we wanted this to change for so long, and it feels like they're not even willing to do a compromise, you know? Like, fine, if they're not willing to remove conduit energy, well then at least you could do like a compromise where you say, hey, conduits are now spec specific, or like if you put a conduit in a slot where you never had a conduit, then it's not going to use conduit energy, you know? Like they could have been like a compromise where they like, you know, meet us halfway, which I think also would have been fine. But I feel like they just didn't. So if they would do that as like a quick change, then I think that would show good faith. Thanks for 200 energy, I appreciate that. Thanks for Nation Ian.
Condoe energy gave you meaningful choice, frankly it is a skill issue.
God damn it, Ian. Dude, I'm just gonna use my cooldowns now because I need to ramp. Okay, maybe it was too early anyway. Actually, it's fine. It wasn't too early, don't worry about it, guys. See, I told you it wasn't too early. It was maximum maximum. Ich hab pre-rammed. Ich hab in der Intermission schon Coolers angemacht und einfach nur shapeshifted für Stacks. Ja, ich weiß. Ich hab pre-rammed. Yeah, they were wondering why the boss died so fast in phase 2. I just told them that I pre-rammed. What's loud? Oh, sorry. Is something loud? Is it the alerts? I can turn them down. But I turned down the music as well at the same time. I made the music a bit louder in return. Is it good now or is the music too loud? Huh? Spires? Achso, ich muss ändern. Ich sehe. Bin verwirrt. Other side. Thanks for Nation Alert.
I am not loud. Stop bullying me.
Is it better now? Are we good with the alert volume and the music volume? Kurz AFK. Alright, bear back 1 second, guys. Then we're gonna use some more keys. Two. Affix, we have the same affixes as the whole ID, guys. I don't know what the new affixes are. Wow, Larkin's not streaming? Unbelievable. We should kick him out of the community immediately. Guys, I'm being overwhelmed by things happening all at the same time. My brain cannot comprehend all the things going on. Oh no. Explosive and sanguine. That's really good. That should be a really good week. That's actually really easy. Actually. Hey, Smokey. I do enjoy Venthyr. The downside, like the downtime is really, like, I personally don't like it when all of your powers and your cooldowns, even though it does feel nice. Like, it does feel nice to do a lot of damage during cooldowns, right? Like, it feels good. But I think it's just like a bad, like overall it's a bad playstyle, I think. But of course it feels good when you have big damn. Thank you so much for your sub, Obliterate, I appreciate that. Imagine teaming. Well, I'm talking about rating. Of course, Moonkin is bad in low and plus. I'm logic. Moonkin is just not good in low and plus, no matter what Covenant you play, though. Like, it doesn't matter if you play Venthyr or Night Fae. If you do low keys where the mobs die fast, then Moonkin is just not gonna be good. And it has never been, to be honest. Moonkin was never good on low keys, ever. There was never an expansion or a time where Moonkin was good in low keys. So that's just, you know, like that's just how it is. Ja. Also, das war bei 2. I didn't manage to get the free. Hol doch einfach den Dicken. Wir können den ja fokussen. Moonkin was S tier during Nashatar? I'm talking about Mythic Plus. I said low and plus, which I don't know what that has to do with Nashatar. You mean in the raid? Because I don't think Moonkin was top tier in Eternal Palace. If that's what if you're talking about Eternal Palace. Otherwise, I don't know what you're talking about. Sanguine Storming Tyrannical? Oh, it's Sanguine Storming, not Sanguine Explosive? Well, that's still good, though. Yeah, that's still really good. Oh, like in Nashatar the Stone for questing. Well, I mean... Yeah, Moonkins are usually good for questing, yeah. That's just like a druid thing, though. Like, druids are generally good for questing. Because of travel form and stuff. Not that I would choose my character on how good they are at questing, I guess. But... Curse won't update Alfei. Is there a way to update it? Yeah, you just update it from the Alfei website. Just go to the Alfei website and download the new version. Your settings don't get deleted just because you download a new version. I do think that Explosive is easier than Storming. Explosive is almost like a non-issue at the moment. Storming can be annoying for melee. But... I mean, Storming is definitely not that bad. Yeah, I mean, they did nerf Storming, yeah, that's true. Maybe I'm crazy, all our top damage in M+ was Boomy? Well, in what keys? Also... Like, I don't wanna... Like, no offense, right? But every class can top everything if they're better geared or playing better than their teammates. Right? Like, I can probably do the most damage as a Moonkin in a +10 dungeon or a +5 dungeon, even if Moonkin is not very good in low keys, if I am just like playing much better than the others or if I have a lot more gear than them. Right? But that doesn't mean that Moonkin is good in M+, just because I am doing more damage than people that are below my level, right? Like... But I'm obviously playing with people that are good. And at that point, if my class... I like that I just said that and then we... I like that I said that and then we like ninja pulled this Belcher. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we're good. In the end, I know people always like to assume that I'm like a bad player because they look at the damage meter and then they assume, oh, clearly the person that is doing the least damage is the worst player, right? Like I know how people look at it sometimes, where they think the damage meter is the literal only way of seeing like the skill of somebody, and people don't take into consideration that maybe your class is just worse or whatever. People just look at the damage meter and they're like, oh, if you're number 1, you're the best player. If you're number 2, you're the second best. If you're number 3, you're the worst. Like, that's literally how people judge players nowadays. Which, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, believe it or not, sometimes your class is just not really good in a certain scenario. I think people are especially disconnected with this idea when it comes to Plus, because it matters so much what kind of key level you're doing. Like, that's why in the MDI, people always played very different classes than what they played on live keys, on like high keys. The reason for that was exclusively the fact that classes have just different strengths and weaknesses when it comes to the amount of HP the mobs have, right? Of course, if the mobs have 1 HP, like look at how fast this is dying. And I still have 25 seconds left on my cooldowns. You see this? If the mobs would live 20 seconds longer, I would be number 1 by far. See, I still have 15 seconds left. If they would be alive for longer, I would be doing like 50k DPS. And I would be doing the most damage by far. But, you know, I can't make the mobs live longer. Like, what am I supposed to do? It's just because Moonkin is not very good when the mobs die so fast. And that's just how it is, you know? Okay, we somehow didn't pull this. That's also like a big thing why people invite the wrong classes for their keys. Like I remember Moonkins, for example, are considered really good for M+, right? But people don't understand that Moonkins are good for high M+. So sometimes there's gonna be a pug, like if you go to LFG, and there's gonna be a group that does like a +10 key that is looking specifically for a Moonkin. And whenever I see that, I'm like, why? Like, there's so many other classes who would be so much better than a Moonkin in like a +10 key. But for whatever reason, people think that Moonkin is super good and they need a Moonkin to like complete their +10 key and whatnot. It's like, Hey, Relo. Yeah, it's actually true that bolstering is specifically bad. Bolstering is specifically bad because you can't chain pull. Because with Venthyr, you could usually like kill one pack and then chain pull another pack so you can still use your buffs. But it doesn't really work. Oh my god, there's like so many frontals! Yeah. Help. I mean, the last time I had cooldowns for this pool, ja. Das letzte Mal hatte ich Cooldowns hier, ne? Deswegen habe ich gepult. Diesmal nicht. Oh no. Oh! Also wenn ich Cooldowns habe, können wir alles pullen. Wenn ich keine Cooldowns habe, können wir eigentlich nicht so viel pullen. In case you didn't know, my guild is not. My guild players are not professional and plus players. In case you didn't know. We also keep pulling Sagadon for whatever reason. I swear to God, I keep telling him, don't pull Sagadon. It's completely useless. And we keep pulling him every time. Every time. Yeah, we're farming the trinket for our road. And I need weekly keys too, so. It's also funny, while we were doing this pull, XJ, our tank, said, we're getting rooted. Did we get rooted the last time too? Who's rooting us? Like, they don't even know half the mechanics because they never play in Plus. I never pull Sagadon anywhere, not even in TOP. Well, I mean, I'm also not doing high keys, right? I don't know if it would be different in higher keys. Well, to be fair, I'm also tanking on my Guardian, and my Guardian is immune to physical damage, basically, so... I guess that has something to do with it. I didn't pulse... I mean, in TOP you don't have to pull him. People don't pull them up when they get thrown into the arena. You just don't attack him. What to do with my cooldowns? Man, playing Venthyr Moonkin in 15 keys is the literal worst. Like, I'm sitting on my cooldowns, but what am I supposed to use my cooldowns on? Like, on a tentacle? Or on this mop that dies within 2 seconds? Like, so dumb. I guess I'm just gonna sit on my cooldowns until we pull the boss or something, I don't know. Okay, we're just going. My shade. Oh my god, I actually got like... Just... The other people didn't have cooldowns ready. Nice. You just have to snipe other people's cooldowns. Like, just look at the cooldowns. And then see whenever they don't have anything up. And then just use yours. Dorky got one shot for a 23 TP last night. Did he mismanage his cooldowns, or was he like running out of cooldowns at that point? I think we don't like. I don't think we know exactly what to play right now in Plus, like Incarnate or Soul of the Forest. Incarnate is better for your cooldown damage, and Soul of the Forest is just better for consistent AoE damage. Like, it's Incarn basically makes your cooldown stronger, and Soul of the Forest makes your Starfire do damage. Like your Starfire cleave. And then that just depends on what you do, right? Just play whatever you want, it's not a big deal. If your group doesn't play around your cooldowns, then it's probably not no point to go Incarn, I guess. Okay, this time we're gonna kill the boss on the second platform. Let's do it! Okay, wir nuken auf der zweiten Plattform, okay? Und wir machen keine Bomben. Ne, zweite. Alles. Und wir fokussieren den Boss. Ja, ist egal. Ich mach das. Who's standing there? Tötet den Boss? Nein, was ist das? Hier, der Slime, ihr müsst den Slime rausbringen, ne? Ihr habt 2 Sekunden. Okay. Ihr dürft halt auch nicht neben dem... Also... Das Ding ist halt, dass ihr... Also wir können den Boss easy töten, aber der Congealed Slime darf halt nicht neben dem Boss stehen. Und ich route den und dann steht da irgendwer neben dem Congealed Slime und der Boss springt halt dann auf euch drauf. Also ihr dürft da nicht daneben stehen. Oh, you released right there. Do you? Oh yeah, you do. Whatever, I was talking. What's more important? I still don't know if I should play Stellar Drift. I mean, I haven't really done high keys yet at all. I've tried Twin Moons versus Stellar Drift in like lower keys, and it just almost felt like it doesn't matter in lower keys. In fact, most of the time I don't even have enough astral power to keep Starfall up all the time. Which feels miserable, by the way. Like, it feels miserable to not have enough astral power to keep Starfall up. Because our astral power generation doesn't scale with anything. Which is just like, I don't know, it just feels bad, I guess. I'm just gonna save my cooldowns, I think, for the boss. No, not even with haste. I mean, yeah, it does scale with haste because you cast your abilities faster. Right, so obviously we cast more wrath, so you're gonna generate more astral power, but... That's something I actually talked about yesterday. One thing that I personally think that makes... And I think almost everyone can agree with this. Like when you think about what makes your class feel fun to play, and it's usually if the playstyle is quicker, right? Like for example in... like if you have more haste, for example. Like if you have a lot of haste and like abilities go out faster, that feels more fun, right? And same goes with like your resource. Like the faster your resource is generated, the more fun the class feels like, because you can use more of your spenders instead of spamming your boring fillers, right? Or same goes for melee classes. The more like energy you generate or combo points or holy power, whatever it may be, it always feels more fun the faster the class is being played, right? In my opinion. And I feel like it's a shame that Blizzard is kind of working against that almost. Like, for example, when they added GCDs to like a bunch of cooldowns. And their idea was to make it feel more powerful or meaningful to press it, but it had like the opposite effect of it feeling just clunky and slow, right? And then the same happened with Moonkin specifically.
Oh, gadget!
Wait, that's the wrong covenant, guys. Wrong covenant. Silver. Oh. We know where our loyalties lies. Shadow Priest with corruption and DFA chef's kiss. Yeah, that's like a lot of people really like the classes that played with haste corruption, right? Like Warlock, for example, felt really nice with haste corruptions, or like with generally more haste. And Shadow Priest with haste felt really nice. A lot of classes felt really good when they had these like huge amounts of haste because of like the corruptions and stuff. So yeah, and then when I think about them just kind of slowing this down, I just really hope that they go away from that idea to slow things down, because the AoE cap is something similar too. I feel like the AoE cap is also supposed to slow you down, right? Like there's a bunch of things that are supposed to slow down the players in playstyle and in like what they pull and stuff. Like in M+, for example, you have the AoE cap. And then on top of that, you have stuff like bolstering, and you have Inspires of Ascension, for example. You have these the mobs that have an aura that makes them that makes you do less AoE damage, so it prevents you from pulling more stuff. And like all of these things that are supposed to like slow down the players, I always just feel like it's a bad thing. And I understand their reasoning, right? Like I understand where they're coming from and why they're doing it, but at the same time, I think it's just a wrong approach. Like, I just don't think that's what they should be doing. And when it comes to Moonkin, for example, specifically, in Legion, if you guys remember, the more targets we attacked, the more astral power we used to generate. So if we had like lots of dots up, we would generate like a lot more astral power. And back then Starfall actually stacked. So you could, during Bloodlust and during like haste procs, you would generate so much Astral Power that you could just spam Starfall. And it was like one of the greatest feelings in my opinion. Because you know you're like, this is impactful and you know you're doing like a lot of damage, right? Because you're generating all of this Astral Power, because there's so many targets. You actually felt like you're scaling with the amount of targets you're hitting. And then they gave us a diminishing return that made us not generate more Astral Power with more targets. And it's just... I know people are like, oh, you shouldn't complain you're playing a Moonkin and Moonkin is good. And I agree, Moonkin is really good. But I still think the whole playstyle is not as enjoyable as it used to be. Where we generated more Astral Power. And to be honest, when you think about Legion, Moonkin was good in Legion, but not like great, in my opinion. Like it wasn't like OP by any means in Legion. It was just like good. And the playstyle was just much more fun though. I'd prefer, like I actually would prefer my class being not so good, but it feels better to play because it's like faster and smoother, and you actually feel like just this like smoothness of being able to use your spenders more because you know you're hitting more targets and actually scaling with the amount of targets you're hitting and whatnot. It just feels good. But nowadays it feels like I'm not sure if other classes have the same issue as well, but it just feels like sometimes you pull a pack in Plus. Like let's say you go into Plus as Moonkin and there's like 20 mobs that you're about to pull, and you pull all of the mobs, and then you stand there with 0 Astral Power, and first you need to like cast 10 rafts to be able to get a Starfall up. You know what I mean? And then at that point, like half the mobs are already dead, and it always like feels like you're trying to generate Astral Power, and it's like it's just like a bad playstyle in my opinion. It just feels slow. That's the word I'm looking for, I guess. It just feels slow. And I don't like it when a class feels slow. I wish it would just be like smoother and like quicker, and you feel like you're scaling with the targets that you're hitting and stuff. Especially BFA Moonkin was a bad case of this. Like BFA Moonkin, we didn't even Starfall when there were like 7 targets. Like we kept start searching up until 7 targets or something, which is our single target spender. And it just felt so awful to play. Like it was like, ugh. So even if the class wasn't bad in itself, it still just felt like that it doesn't matter if you're hitting 1 target or 10 targets, you're doing the same thing. Like you're generating the same amount of Astral Power, you're doing the same rotation, no matter if there's like 1 target, 2 targets, 3 targets, 4 targets, 5 targets, like it doesn't matter. And this is like weird, right? Like why? Some people like the slower gameplay, so they play TBC, much slower gameplay. It is a different opinion about the fast gameplay. Yeah, but that's why we have TBC, right? If you like the slower gameplay, then go play TBC, no? No, but seriously, like I actually want you guys to tell me if you agree with what I'm saying. Like, do you also like it when things are just like moving quicker? Or am I actually like having a different opinion to most? I mean, I know that like the most high-end players have this opinion, but that doesn't mean that that's like everyone's opinions. I mean, I see what you're saying. Maybe people who are like more casual or like not as hardcore or whatever, maybe they do prefer it to be slower, but to me it just feels smoother when you're not waiting for your global cooldown to go through, and you're not like sitting there and spamming wrath, you know? It's like, it feels bad. Thanks for 5 months, Bracy. Fluid plays always preferred, agreed, yeah. Yeah, I felt like Demon Hunter is a pretty good example of a class that feels really smooth to play. they designed Demon Hunter in a really good way, in my opinion. That's a class that, if you would think of any class that is like smooth to play, then the first thing that always comes to my mind is Demon Hunter, because it's just like you feel so like it's just smooth, right? You're so mobile, you can like go around, do whatever, and then all of the abilities kind of feel nice to press, you know? It's like, it just feels good in my opinion.
You know what you see is what you find. You just keep the peace of my mind. And you know I believe in no sign. 'Cause no matter where I go, somewhere I
I will definitely play a lot of New World when it comes out, yep. We're gonna go ham. If you guys want to join the Discord server, then go ahead and, like if you're thinking about playing New World or you want to check out the community, definitely go ahead and join. Hey Skittle, what's up? How are you? Oh, that's actually a good thing that you're talking about now, in Alauda. How do you guys feel about most Bible class becoming burst window classes? Feels awful when you're outside of your cooldowns. I personally have talked about this since Legion. Since Legion, I've been talking about this subject to my community because I personally am really against burst cooldowns becoming such a common thing. And here's the reason why, right? Okay, so I personally think that burst cooldowns, like I understand that it's fun, right? Like I get it, you're pressing cooldowns and you're doing a lot of damage. I get that that's fun, right? But it always has to come with like a downside, right? Like if you do a lot of burst damage, the damage you do outside of your cooldowns has to be lower to make up for it, right? Because you can't do a lot of damage during your burst window and then also do a lot of damage outside. Because then you're just so OP, right? So you kind of have to have a trade-off. And this trade-off feels, depending on what class it is, but with some classes, this trade-off feels so, like, extreme. Like, for example, the way Combustion Mage used to work. I'm not sure if it's any better now, but, like, you had Combust where you did, like, this huge amount of damage, and then outside, it's like, you were AFK or something. Same with, like, Venthyr Moonkin. You'd, like, and it's not only Venthyr Moonkin, it also is Convoke Moonkin, too. Like, you have this big damage, and then you have, like, you have 3 minutes of downtime where you're just like sitting there waiting for your cooldowns to come back up. And the thing that I hate about it specifically is how I actually feel like it's less skillful to only have cooldowns that matter than if it would be otherwise. You know what I mean? Because some people say, oh, but if you mess up your cooldowns, you're doing so much less damage. And that's so impactful, so it's difficult. And yes, I agree, but think about it this way. If you have 3-minute cooldowns like a Moonkin, and the 30 seconds of your cooldown window is like almost all of your damage, then yeah, you have to play 30 seconds, like you have to play these 30 seconds really well. Of course. If you don't play it really well, you're gonna lose out on a lot of damage. But if your damage would come from downside as well, you know, if it wouldn't only be your cooldowns, then you would have to play good all the time, you know? And not just doing the 30 seconds. And I personally would prefer that, where I say, hey, you can maybe like make a mistake during your cooldowns and it has some impact on your overall DPS. But any mistakes that you do are gonna have impact on your DPS, you know? I prefer that. Because at the moment, the way it feels like is that outside of your cooldowns, you can almost do whatever the hell you want, and you're gonna be fine, as long as you play your cooldowns correctly. And on top of that, please pull. What are we doing? What the fuck? Achso, ich hab Cooldowns. Ich dachte, ich hab gedrückt. Anscheinend nicht. I actually thought I pressed my cooldown. Oh no. Well, whatever. Yikes. I mean, the mobs are just dying way too fast, though. I thought no one has cooldowns, and then we have Ashen. I mean, okay. Yeah, I don't know why we're lasting randomly. To be fair, it's fortified, so it's kind of whatever, I guess. Thank you so much for the 1 year with Lash and a tier 2 sub. Thank you so much. Welcome back. 1 year with the girl. Let's go. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like I wish there was more importance on like all of your whole rotation and not just your cooldown window. Because another thing that is like a downside, if most of your damage comes from your cooldowns, then it automatically involves higher RNG factors. Like for example, crit, right? Crit obviously is like a stat that is by itself like RNG, but usually it evens itself out over a long period of time. Over 5 minutes or so, it will obviously even itself out, right? But if the amount of duration is much smaller, like if you're looking at like a 20-second window or a 30 seconds window, then it doesn't even itself out anymore at that point. Like the amount of crit that you have doesn't really even itself out in like a 30 seconds window. Because for Moonkin specifically, if you crit the last couple of star surges, for example, that's gonna make a huge difference to a person that doesn't crit the last star surges. Of course, you do have a lot of crit at that point, and you shouldn't really be not critting, but at the same time, it definitely happens. So it feels like it's just more RNG dependent if you are a cooldown heavy class. And if you get a certain proc or not, like for example, the Theatar Shade, right? Like the Soothing Shade. If you get that proc during your cooldowns, then that's also gonna have a big impact compared to a person that gets the cooldown, like the proc afterwards, where it's like whatever, you know? So yeah, I personally wish that we would go away from this cooldown heavy class design. But it's really hard to go away from it at this point because people are gonna be really upset if they take away people's cooldowns, right? Because in the past, it was normal that people don't have really strong cooldowns. Like in the past, barely anyone had cooldowns that were like super huge. You know? Like people did have cooldowns, but not as impactful as they are now, right? Like in the past, it was like a rarity that people have super big cooldowns. But then Blizzard started giving more and more classes those big cooldowns. And at this point, it would be really... like I would assume that the player base is probably going to be upset if they take them away. So it's hard for them to do that, I guess. Yeah, I'm just going to start ramping now. We're ramping, we're ramping. Oh shit, well that's not good. Okay, we're fine though. No, are we getting this? Okay, we're fine. Okay, maybe we ramped a little bit too early. Slightly too early ramp. It's okay though. If we had Bloodlust, it would have been fine. I mean, the boss still does, it doesn't matter. I would have done a lot more damage if I didn't mistime my ramp though. Mit allen, oder? Klar. Macht mal den Retz an. Macht mal den Retz an, irgendwer. Die Pflanze. Und den Stalker müsst ihr interrupten. Der Stalker muss interrupted werden. Jetzt. Das ist ein Stun. Stalker. Anyone! Interrupt the stalker. Anybody. Okay, what do you do with my cooldowns now? Okay, I'm definitely gonna save it because I'm pretty sure our Warlock is using cooldowns here. Wollen wir was dazu pullen? Ich pull mal dazu. Warte. You can't pull those, right? Oh no, you cannot. Die kommen gleich. Doch nicht. Die Bäume gucken nur drauf. Why are they not moving? Look at them! Did they fix this? Okay, geht los. Niemand kommt. Meine Trees gehen da nicht mehr rein. Haben die das gefixt? Ja, das wollte ich ja noch. Ich habe halt andere Pets als ein Warlock-Pet. Also ich kann meine Pets halt nicht controllen. Aber früher ging das halt, wenn man es durch die Hälfte durch... Ja, irgendwas. Hier links oder so. This defender is pretty high. Oh! Dispel? Dispelling? Oh Gott. Oh Gott, oh Gott. Oh! Oh ja! Es gibt eine Ability, die man interrupten muss, ne? Den Heal. Eine Ability. Und den Stalker müsst ihr auch interrupten. hate my guild. Oh. Maintenance extended another hour. Oof. This is kind of a bait. Like the double frog pull is a little bit of a bait, but I like doing it anyway. Pulling one is boring. But I don't actually think this is worth it. Oh, I got tonked. Wie, du hast keinen Spaß? Verstehe ich nicht. Ich hab einen gefunden. Ne. My tank was not impressed with this pull. Okay, that's Warlock cooldowns. We're holding ours. You can just attack the frog through the wall. Like, you literally just target it and attack it. Ooh, we can definitely push the boss through the 5% with Venthyr, right? I just need to ramp it up. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But then I don't have cooldowns for the big pull after. Oh man. It's a little bit of a problem. Whatever, we're skipping. Skip is the play. Is it blood? Blut is bloemen. Well, it's not Twitch's view, so, like, the reason why you don't understand it is because you don't understand that it's not Twitch that is doing the copyright. It's like the DMCA, like, kinda, like, they are the ones that basically get in trouble, you know? Like, it's not Twitch that says, hey guys, you can't play the music. It's like, the companies are like, messaging them and saying, hey, if you continue to let streamers play this music, then we're gonna sue you. So at that point, Twitch has no choice than to tell us, hey, you can't play this music anymore. And the gaming companies are just not doing that. So they don't have the concern there, right? Of course, the gaming companies are not gonna sue somebody for using their music because they're literally like, oh shit! Wait, I'm too late with my ramp. Wait, this is not good. Okay, we got it anyway. Dude, I literally, whatever. I think Robin used to school dance too. Oh, great ramp, yeah, thank you. Great ramp. I mean, we still did it though. We still did it, Sword. Don't pull Saga off.
It's too late now to turn around and back again. I made my bed and now I lay my head in it. I'm sorry, I'm not perfect, but I know.
Twitch can pay for the rights though, and they have more than enough money for that. You telling me Twitch is supposed to pay for the rights for all music? Like, do you understand what you're saying here? I don't think you are understanding this. It's Amazon, they have it. Man, sometimes you just really have to like think about this logically. It's really not that hard, yeah? Think about this logically. You're asking Amazon to buy the rights for all music. And then you have to think about the fact that why would they do that? Like, what do they gain from it? What's the gain? So if they spend like billions of dollars for music rights, what do they get back from this? Like, what's the gain? Companies don't just pay things for the sake of paying for things. Companies need to have a return. They need to make money for their investments, right? They can't just do things without making money from it. And don't get me wrong, I think if they would theoretically pay for a lot of music rights, like a lot of like if they would, I do think it would have a gain. I think they would have a gain, but nowhere near as much as they would be spending for it, you know? Like, it wouldn't even be comparable. The gain that they get from having music licensed for their streamers wouldn't be nowhere near the amount of money that they're actually spending for it. And that's just something that a company cannot... I mean, they can do it, but try explaining that to your shareholders. Try explaining, oh yeah, we're just gonna spend billions of dollars on these music rights, and then the shareholders are, okay, so what do we gain from this? Well, you know, so... But don't get me wrong, I do think there's, like, I do think there are things that Twitch could do better, definitely. Like, I don't think they're handling this perfectly. I think there's quite a few things they could do better. But saying things like they can just buy the music rights is like at that point you literally just don't know what's going on, right? Like, those are just like dumb things to say. But there's definitely things they could be doing better or more of it, and I definitely agree on that. But it's not as simple as like snapping your fingers and you buy all the music rights in the world or something. Like,
I don't know what to do, I can't find the light. Yeah. Don't know how should I feel staying alone with this fear. Moving
I actually agree. Like, I think the whole, like, this whole copyright issue and the whole thing is obviously like incredibly outdated anyway, and like the way it works right now is just really, really dumb. Like, it's just outdated with previous things in mind. Like before we had content creation online and stuff, you know. So everything is just kind of outdated. But at the same time, they don't really want to give up on it because, it, you know, like they're making a lot of money. So they don't want to give up on this like old idea. I own a license if I can afford it, so can Twitch. Simple. I mean, at this point, you're just trolling, though. Or you're just trying to not understand. I think the one thing that I thought was a cool idea, and I'm not sure how it works legally, but the idea that I had like a while ago was like if Amazon would say that you can connect your Amazon Music, because Amazon has like Amazon Music, right? Which is kind of like Spotify. It's actually the same as Spotify. If they would say that you can connect your Amazon Music account to Twitch, and if you have a membership for Amazon Music, because that needs to be paid extra, right? I think there's like a monthly fee, very similar to Spotify. And if you, as a viewer, pay for Amazon Music, then you would hear the music that the streamer is playing if you open up a stream. And if you do not have your music account connected, then you don't hear the music, you know? Like, I think that would be a cool way of bypassing this whole problem of needing like a, you know, like licenses for all music or whatever. Because then everyone who hears the music is paying for the music, right? Yeah, it would be kind of like watch parties, except with only like the music. So if you watch my stream, for example, and you don't pay for Amazon Music, then you wouldn't hear the music that I'm playing, right? But if you do pay for Amazon Music and you do have your account connected, then you could hear it, right? I think that would be like a compromise kind of thing where people who really, really want music in the background, they can pay for the license and, or for like the subscription for Amazon Music and then listen to it. And other people who don't care about it, they would just not do that, I guess. I feel like that would be a win-win for them because it probably would get them more subscriptions, right? For Amazon Music, so they would make more money with this. And at the same time, they wouldn't have the issue with paying for licenses and whatnot. And at the same time, it would be a win for the streamers and the viewers because if they want to listen to good music, then they can through that, right? Yeah, exactly. That it could also be like a referral program they can make with the streamers too, where let's say the streamers say, if a viewer bought like an Amazon Music license through like the streamer's link, then like the streamer gets a cut or something, you know? Like that could be an option. Kind of like an affiliate link or something. Yeah, exactly. That would be promoting Amazon Music too, in my opinion. Twitch would have to buy those rights? No, because... No, why? Everyone who hears the music has a license, like has the subscription, right? So people who didn't pay for the premium Amazon Music account, they don't hear the music. Okay. But, so in that case, there's no license required, right? Like, if you pay for Spotify Premium, you are allowed to listen to all the music on Spotify Premium. Like, you have the rights to that as a private person, right? That's what I'm saying. So the people who have that premium account that are paying to hear the music, well, you don't have the right to distribute it. You have the rights to hear it. Was muss ich? Ja, Inkan. Okay. Yes, but the artist gets paid for each stream. Well, yeah, so they can... Like, that's not a problem, right? Because by connecting your Amazon... Let's say you pay for Amazon Music. And the streamer pays for Amazon Music. And if you have your account connected, you can listen to Amazon Music. And then it would just count all the people who hear it, right? Like, that would be pretty easy to implement. So let's say I stream. And I'm listening to Amazon Music. Now let's say 500 people out of the 1,800 that are watching right now would be listening to my music. Well, those 500 people would count as views for them. Like, it would be the same thing as if each individual person would have clicked on the song and listened to it in Amazon Music, right? That's how it would work. Yeah, exactly. It's basically as if you would share your playlist to somebody else who also, like, let's say you have Spotify Premium and you share your playlist to someone else who also has Spotify Premium. Well, then you're both listening to the same songs, but you're both paying for your own premium membership. Thanks for 8 months, Mr. Kerr. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's a feature in Discord. Yeah, you can listen along. Someone who has their Spotify connected to Discord, it says you're streaming Spotify at the moment, and then people can listen in. If they have a Spotify Premium as well, then they will listen normally, and if they don't have a Spotify Premium account, then they can't hear, like, then they will get the advertisements and everything if they listen along. And that's basically the same thing that I am suggesting for Twitch, right? Like, the same feature, basically. Yeah, it would be like group listening, yeah, basically. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, personally, I would love if Twitch works with Spotify on this, but that's obviously not gonna happen because they have Amazon Music. Like, they're not gonna use Spotify. It's literally their direct competition in this same space. So that's just not going to be a thing. But I would love if it was Spotify and not Amazon Music, but at the same time, you know, like the reason why Amazon Music is not that good right now is because actually it's not bad. Like Amazon Music is not bad, but they have some things like some things are just missing basically. And I feel like that if you start this campaign with Twitch and Amazon Music, then maybe it would be beneficial to them to invest more money into Amazon Music, right? Because at that point they can justify that. They can spend more money into Amazon Music to like get more licenses for different kinds of songs, or get more rights for whatever, improve the interface, whatnot, right? Because more people would be buying the licenses. Okay, now I'm gonna do a lot of damage. Big ramp. That was a big ramp. Big ramp. Oh, the fear! Shim. Our healer is very happy about this pull. Yeah, I don't know, Inaton. I don't know if it would be, but I would love if it's, you know, I would love the idea, but I'm not sure if it's worth the effort for them. Yeah, I don't know. Because I mean, look at how Twitch is right now. Now, barely, or most streamers are not listening to copyright music anymore, and Twitch is just doing better than like the viewership is still growing. So at this point, when you look at it in Twitch's point of view, then it's probably not worth it for them to do anything, because it seems like the music that streamers are playing are not directly connected to the amount of people that are actually watching, right? I guess they have better numbers on this, and maybe it does to some extent, but it really doesn't have as huge of an impact as some people make it out to be, right? I think at the start, when this whole copyright thing started, then people were certain that it has like a huge impact on the viewership, but it really did not. And at that point, like if Twitch is not really losing or gaining any money for streamers playing copyright music, well, at that point, is it worth for them to do anything at all, right? At that point, you gotta think about it that way. Yeah, I mean, that's like a... I keep getting, like, a lot of people have this argument where they say... like, a lot of people are bringing up this argument that the streamer is, like, advertising the musicians' songs. So therefore, it should make sense that they're listening to their music, because they're, like, advertising the music. But in reality... you have to think about it that way, that that's not something the streamer can decide, right? Like, you can't just decide that you're advertising something for somebody and therefore you're not paying for their product. Like, that's something that the people who sell the product have to decide, right? Like, let's say, for example, your local bakery is making muffins. You can't just steal a muffin and then say, well, but I showed it to my friends and they really liked the muffin and now they're your customers too. So, you know, like, so that's why I don't have to pay for your muffin. Like, that's not something you as a customer can decide. That's something that the bakery decides. And in this case, the people who make the music or who own the rights to the music. You can't just say, oh, I'm listening to the song for free because I am broadcasting it to my viewers and therefore I'm advertising it. Which, yes, it is true you're advertising it, but they didn't ask you to, so... So that's not really an argument you can make, right? I would steal a muffin though. Don't steal muffins from your local bakeries, guys. A muffin is something physical and music is not. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. It's still a product that they created. Doesn't matter if you can touch it or not. Yeah, that is very true. It's usually not the artists, but it's like the labels. So, like, I'm not trying to say that the system is good. I'm just explaining why it is the way it is. Yeah, it's called intellectual property, yeah. Like, a lot of the details when it comes to copyright are just really outdated and shouldn't be working the way they are. But I'm just like countering that argument, basically, like the fact that you're advertising something. But I do totally understand that, like, everything around copyright and whatever is like really, really outdated and should be a... No! Okay. Companies give free things all the time for the sake of others buying it. Yeah, but they choose to do that. I agree with having permission, but I don't think money should have to exchange. If anything, they are benefiting. Like you said, viewership hasn't been affected by not being able to pay nothing. Again, this is something that the company has to decide. If the company wants to give out free merch, for example, then that's a decision the company makes. You don't get to decide it for them. What are we doing? Hat irgendwer geklickt? Oder nicht? Hier, den Respawn Point.
Frankly, that's a skill issue.
No one's clicking, no. I mean, you just have to put yourself in someone's position, right? Let's say... okay, nice. I mean, this analogy that I made earlier was pretty accurate. I'm just gonna repeat it again. If you're stealing something from, like, a company, without asking, you just take it, without paying. You can't just say afterwards, well, but I advertised it to my friends, and after I advertised it, they actually became customers, so it's okay that I stole it. Because that's what it is, yeah? If you don't have the rights to distribute intellectual property and you're doing it anyway, then that's basically like you're stealing the product, basically. Like, that's literally the equivalent of it. And then you also have to think about it, like, where does this stop? Because, of course, for, like... I can see your point for, like, a smaller artist, right? Like, let's say it's, like, a smaller artist. If someone like Shroud listens to the music of, like, a smaller artist, then, you know, it probably does benefit them. But who is gonna decide that? Like, if I listen to a Beyonce song, what kind, like, do you think she cares about me listening to her music? No, that's not gonna give her, like, she's already, like, a big star. She doesn't need me to advertise her music. Right? And who would be deciding that? Who would say, okay, you can listen to their music, but not to them. And you have enough viewers to listen to this person's music, but not to that. Like, because it doesn't always apply that the advertisement is actually worth it. Because for, like, really big artists that are already famous, the advertisement that a streamer can do to their music is not really, like, relevant to them, right? So that is why the people who are selling the product are making that decision. That's why that's how it works, right? Because they know what is worth it for them and what is not. They decide what kind of budget they use for advertisement, for marketing, and all that kind of stuff. It's not the consumers that make the decision. That is very true, 2000s. What happened, Katie?
One of us.
Thanks for subbing these things. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I agree, Agriel. Yeah. That is definitely true. A lot of the times, it's not the actual artists that are owning their own rights to their music. It's actually really messed up. Like, the whole music industry is definitely a little bit messed up. Have you heard about Kesha, for example? Kesha was, like, her record label owned the rights to her music. And she didn't own the rights. So she, at some point, she wasn't allowed to sing her own songs. She had to, if she, like, when she did concerts where she would sing, like, a cover version of her own song in, like, a country version, because that's allowed under copyright laws. Like, under copyright laws, you can, like, cover a song if it's, like, you know, it needs to meet certain standards, right? So Kesha was singing her own songs, but in like a country kind of style, because she couldn't sing the original version because she didn't own the rights to it, which is like super messed up when you think about it. Yeah, it's the same with like authors and stuff, and certain images as well. You know, like artists and stuff sometimes have the same issue. Yeah, it is part of the deal I make. Like, I'm not saying that like I understand why it's happening, because they're signing their rights away by signing with that company. Like, I understand how it works, but it's still a bit messed up in a sense that. I think it's especially messed up with intellectual property, because if it's like something physical, then I feel like it kind of makes sense, right? Because, like, let's say a company asks you to like create a product for them, and then you're signing the contract that you give the rights away to this for this product to them, right? And then you create this product and then you give it to them. Then yes, you made the product, but you knew from the get-go that you're gonna give this to them and you're gonna make it for them, right? But if it's something that is intellectual property, like a song, then it feels really wrong to be able to sign away the rights to it. In my mind, right? Like for like a physical thing, it makes sense, kinda. But for like intellectual property, it's kind of weird on how that is even like a possibility. I don't know, it just feels weird. Yeah, 2000ish. Yeah, I heard about that. The music industry is really bad in like Korea. I heard about that. Yep. They basically use their, like, the singers are just like objects that they like pay for. And then they use them as like puppets, and they do whatever they say they do. And it's like really messed up in some parts. Thank you so much for this sub, Just Tom. I appreciate that. Thanks for 6 months, Miranda. Thank you so much for raid, Ariana. Appreciate that. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much. Did you have a good stream? Nice. Good to hear. Oh no, definitely, Club. I mean, yeah, I 100% agree that all of this is incredibly outdated and needs to be updated to current standards. I mean, that's definitely true. There's some really messed up things happening. I'm just using unholy shards. I didn't change my gear. It's just... I'm just using the raiding equipment. Because we're only doing weekly keys. I'm not trying to min-max my DPS or anything. But I probably would be running different gear if I would min-max my M+ stuff. Because obviously unholy shards don't... Like, the bonus doesn't work, obviously. I'm Venthyr. Yeah, I heard that you guys have maintenance. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my NA friends. I hope your servers come up soon. Oftentimes, the record company pays for the music production. They pay for distribution, infrastructure, marketing, and so on. So they want their money back. You can compare it to a product. No, I mean... Like, I do understand... this is not as... Like, this is not... super straightforward. Of course, this is like a really complicated thing to talk about because sometimes an artist is literally just like the face and they're not even... Sometimes they're not even singing. Did you hear this whole scandal about... It was some band in the 90s or 80s that were like pretty famous. But it turned out they weren't actually singing the songs. Milli Vanilli, yes! They were only there to be like the faces. And the duo, yeah. And they didn't even sing the songs. They didn't write the songs. They were literally just there as like, you know, like the faces of the band, right? And then you can argue that, of course, the company that actually, or the label or whatever that is paying them, of course, those are the ones that should own the rights to the music because the people that were part of Milli Vanilli, they didn't even sing it or they didn't have anything to do with it, right? So, of course, it's a little bit more complicated. You can't always say that the companies don't earn like the rights to something because sometimes they pay for everything and do everything. And a lot of singers don't write their own songs. I think like the majority of the famous singers don't write their own songs, right? Of course they're singing it, right? Which obviously means a lot too, but the actual song itself and how it's written and like the music in the background and all that stuff, that's really important. And that's part of this like intellectual property too. It's not just the voice that sings it, right? So it's I guess it's a lot more like, it's a lot deeper and more complex than what I made it out to be, I guess. Yeah, servers are up. Nice. Well, good luck with your vault, guys. Good luck, good luck. I mean, it's like yes and no, Fessy, I feel like. Because, I mean, yeah, you're saying they like greedy companies that are like out for the money. And yes, like I agree with you, they are, right? Like the music industry and like, I guess the record labels, they are greedy for money, right? But at the same time, they have the right to do this because that is how the laws are written right now. Like that's how the copyright law works currently. And they're within their rights to call people out if they don't abide the law, right? I mean, they're literally within their rights to do that. And at that point, it kind of just makes sense for them to do it, right? And you're saying stuff like, they have so much money, they don't have to do this. And the answer is yes. They probably do. but at the same time, they're a company and they're like an entity that wants to make money. So if you have the right to certain money and it's being stolen from you, then I guess it just makes sense that they ask for it, right? At that point, you can't even call them like, I don't know, like you can't even call them out for it because they literally are in the right, right? Like they actually are in the right. Not to say that the law is correct. Like I definitely think the law is outdated, right? But they're within their rights to do this. And yeah. It's just an awful situation because of the way it's all outdated, right? Hey Oxy, what's up? Good morning. Yeah, exactly. Like it's really just a way of business. Like I think a lot of people are just like misunderstanding companies as a whole. Of course, there's something like family companies or whatever, but as soon as something is like a corporation, like a big company, then at that point, that company is like an entity. It's not a human being with like feelings. It is like an entity that is, there is no human emotion involved in the decisions that the company makes. They're doing things for the whole, like, for basically earning more money with the company, right? So as long as they stay within the law and within the rules, then they're gonna do everything they can to earn more money. Because that's their goal. A goal of a company is to earn a lot of money and to earn more and more and more, right? Like that's literally what a company is for, right? So at that point, you can't say stuff like, oh, they're making so much money, they should just do this and that. Because that usually implies that the money that you want them to spend on things are not worth it for them, right? It's like saying, let's say, like, most of the time it doesn't even matter how big a company is. In the end, it always has to be like a worthwhile investment to them, right? Like, it doesn't matter if the company is like, has like earns 100,000 a year, or if they earn 100 million a year. It doesn't change their goals. Like, it doesn't matter how much you earn. You're never gonna throw away money that won't give you something in return, like a profit in return, right? In that case, it really doesn't matter if you're like a multi-billion company or if you're like a smaller company. Because why would a multi-billion company throw away money that doesn't give you something in return, right? You need to explain that to the people that work at your company and who are part of your company. There needs to be a reason behind it, right? Either it's like marketing reasons, so you have like a whole plan where you say, oh, we're gonna invest money in this because we think in the long term it's gonna benefit us and actually give us profit through marketing reasons. Or you're gonna say, okay, we're gonna invest in this because long term I think it's gonna profit us or whatever. But you can't just say, oh, we're gonna invest in this because we have a lot of money. Like that's not an argument, right? Thanks for 7 months, Chino. That's something an individual private person can make. Like me as an individual, I could say, hey, I'm gonna, I don't know, like I'm gonna go out and buy an island because I can or whatever, right? But a company is not gonna say that, right? Like they need to have a reason behind everything they do and need to have a profit because they're not a private person, right? They're not spending money because. But yeah, by the way, guys, I'm looking for an island. If you have one on sale, would be nice. Shit. An island with fiber connection, yeah. Let's get you an apartment for... Yeah, I don't even own an apartment, guys. And I'm already talking about buying islands. Oh. Oh, yeah. Island expeditions? Yeah, I might actually summon THD if I talk about islands more. He always comes out of nowhere. Okay, let's talk about something else. What are we talking about now, guys? Anything but the dungeon we're doing right now, because there's nothing to talk about there. Politics, oh no, no, no. No, 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 no. Talk about pizza? That's a good talk. Now I'm hungry, thanks. Pizza. Wow. I personally am not a person that like sometimes I jokingly like shit talk certain foods, but it's really like in the end it's really just a joke. And I think when it comes to food, everything is so like it's all about personal taste. So just because like when it comes to pizza, for example, I think there's many different styles of pizza that I like. I don't need to choose one, right? Like I personally don't need to say this is the best pizza. Because I think almost, like literally almost any version of pizza is good in my opinion. So I don't care if it's like, if one is like made this way or the other way, as long as it tastes good. And I think sometimes I also have like a, like sometimes like day dependent, you know? Like one day I'd rather have like a, like maybe like a lighter pizza with like a thin crust. And then maybe the next day I'm craving a deep dish pizza or something. Because in my mind they're so, like a lot of pizzas are so different that they're almost like different meals, you know? Because of course they're all called pizza. But they're all so different, right? That it's almost like a different thing, like a different kind of meal even. So one day I'd rather have this pizza and the other day I'd rather have a different one and so on. Like it's kind of like, they're all good in their own way. Apples and brie cheese, that sounds really good. That sounds really good actually. Ja. Thanks for 18 months, Miss Bank. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's so many fancy names for pasta. Do Italians really know what all of those crazy named pasta is? I mean, most of them probably do, yeah. most Italians have a pretty deep knowledge about all the different kinds of pasta because they actually use it. Like, it makes sense, right? I guess it kind of depends on where you're from, but when you go to a restaurant, for example, like to an Italian restaurant, then you don't order pasta with whatever. You order a specific type of pasta, right? Like, it's written in the actual menu. Like, it's not pasta, it's the specific type that is being written down. So, because it's much more common to say the name of the pasta, it makes sense that people know it. But I totally understand why other people don't know the names of the pasta, because if you don't use it in like everyday speech, then how the hell would you know what they're all called and remember all of the names, right? But yeah, Italians really use those names. Maybe not all the time, but... There's actually quite a few times where I don't know a certain name of pasta. Like, quite a lot of times when we're in a restaurant and then there's like a certain name of like a type of pasta, then I have to like ask somebody, what is that? And they're like, oh, that's that pasta. It's like, oh, okay, I see. Really, Brockus Games? Huh. I personally always like trying different kinds of pasta. Like, when I go to the store, I don't just always buy the same one or like go for the same one. I always kind of mix it up and try different kinds of fancy pasta. The only annoying thing about buying lots of different types is when you run out of pasta, you know? Like, you know when there's like a little bit of pasta left, but not enough for like a whole meal? So you want to like mix it with another type of pasta? And then that just feels wrong, you know? Like if you have like half of this kind and then half of the other kind, and then they have different kinds of cooking time as well, and it's just annoying. So that's like the only thing that I hate about having different kinds of pasta. If you all buy the same kinds of pasta, then you wouldn't have this problem, basically, right? But, I mean, not that it's like a big deal, but... I think I'll just use my cooldowns here. I'm going in. Ja, gå då. If you start 9.1 now, how many months of catch-up? None? Wir waren nie out of combat.
It's only 8 months ago he was holding your hand, slow dancing and kissing the top of your head. And I don't know how to compete with that, cause you were friends since you were kids and it still feels like we just only met.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was so
Fand er cool aus?
naive, thinking that you've only felt this way for me. You always seem to tell me only one you wanna do this, so why
Weil wir 2 Gargoyles hatten.
your old boyfriends kinda scare me, cause they all got a
Ja. Yeah, I don't think actually it takes that long to catch up at the moment. I don't think so, because it kind of depends on what you want to catch up on. Like, of course, if you want to have Korthia reputation, if you want to be tier 6 and Archivist Research, then I would say it takes a couple of weeks. If not like a month or two to catch up on that. But then again, that's not really needed. Like, you don't need to be tier 6. Sockets are kind of, you know, they're not really that great. You don't need them, really. Sockets are like a pretty tiny amount of your DPS, so it's like a really just min-maxy thing. And other than that, you have to catch up on Renown. Renown catch-up is pretty easy. The only thing that would take you a decent amount of time is catching up on the quest lines, on the campaign. So you would have to catch up on the campaign. I guess you would have to farm shards and like domination socket pieces. But the patch is really new still. Like, the patch came out how long ago? Like 4 weeks ago? Like a month ago approximately, right? So at this point, I don't think it really would take you that long to catch up. Yeah, you will be behind with certain things like soul cinders and like legendary currency, but that's something that kind of depends on the class you play. Like some classes, if you only need 1 legendary, then it doesn't really matter that you're behind, because once you have it, right? Of course, if you need like 10 legendaries, then that's gonna take you a bit longer. Hunter's certainly better for low keys, I would say. The question is, though, you're actually asking the wrong question. The question you should be asking is, which class is perceived to be better on low keys? If you're planning on pugging. Because if you're pugging, it doesn't matter how good your class is. It matters if the people think your class is good. Because then you get invited. And I do think that Moonkins are perceived to be better than Hunters. Even though Hunters are probably better on low keys. So at this point, I would say that if you want to pug a lot, like if you're pugging and you want to get invited to a lot of keys, then you probably are better off if you play Moonkin, I would assume. But if you already have a group that you can play with, and you don't really want to pug, then I guess Hunter would be better. I think. Yeah, this Matthew. I mean, Hunter has quite a lot of utility as well, though. Like, the hunter utility is just not as obvious, I guess, or as known, and you kind of have to play around it too. And when it comes to like a moonkin utility, you don't really have to play around it. Like the moonkin just puts the trees down and they taunt, right? It's like if a hunter puts down binding shot, then the tank needs to react and actually cut them up out to make sure they get rooted, right? So obviously, the druid utility is easier to apply to like a pug, while the hunter utility is good, but you kind of need to apply the utility, and you need to knowingly make use of it. So if you're pugging, that's usually not something you do. Like usually you don't assign utility cooldowns or whatever when you're pugging and not communicating on voice. My favorite taste of ELX so far is lemon and lime. It is really good. At first I thought I liked blueberry the most, but then I tried lemon and lime and it's real good. I personally am a really big fan, but I guess it's personal preference. Like some people maybe don't like it because, you know, like if you don't like lemon, then I actually haven't tried fruit punch. I really need to tell them to send me fruit punch. I haven't tried it yet. I still need to do Torghast. I want to. Oh, I didn't take them both? Okay. Oh, now we can't take it anymore. Du musst das zweimal hintereinander drücken, sonst geht das nicht. Also einfach spammen, wenn du zwei hast. Ja, aber ich kann es nicht drücken jetzt, weil du schon angenommen hast. Irgendwer hat angenommen. Akame. Ja. Stimmt. Hier wollen wir den Mob nuken. Ich hab Cooldowns. Zwei Mobs dazu. Man kann halt nichts auf den Boss draufholen. Okay, do you believe in my damage? I believe. Ja. How long do we have? Yeah, nice. Not even close. Yeah, okay. That was so close. Oh man. Rachel, no. Torghast, yeah. The one thing though that you guys, I'm not sure if you already are doing this, but if you have unlocked layer 12, right? At this point you really don't have to care about your stars anymore. Unless you want to do the adamant vaults, which, to be honest, the adamant vaults are kind of like bad from the rewards, you know? I mean, yeah, if you care about the cosmetics and stuff and the toys, then sure. But for me, for like player strength, the adamant vault is kind of like irrelevant. So at this point, I don't try to get 5 stars anymore. I just try and get it done to get my soul cinders, right? Because the soul cinders are not related to your stars. The only thing that is related to your stars that you still might want to have is like the tower knowledge. The more stars you get, the more tower knowledge you have. So that's, if you want to farm tower knowledge, then that would be important. But if you only care about the soul cinders and you only want to get through it, then you know, you only have to like try and get it done, and that's it. That's what I did last week at least. Am I still on Pharaoh? Oh, no. What about the conduit upgrade thing? I mean, the conduit upgrades are so bad now. Like, it's one single upgrade for like one of your lowest conduits. Look at my conduits, right? If I would get a conduit upgrade now, what would happen? Well, one of these random conduits would get upgraded. So, for example, this feral conduit. It would get upgraded to 239. Okay, then what? Like, it's... The conduit upgrades are only gonna be good once you have more higher conduits. Like once you have a bunch of conduits on 236, 239, and some on 252, then you can start using conduits, and you can also buy them for tier 6 research, which I do have. Like I'm tier 6 with the codex, so I can literally just spend the research to buy the conduit upgrades if I want them. Like I don't need to do adamant vaults for it. I need 3 more keys. Oof. No, I haven't played with Andy recently, no. I mean, I haven't really done it in Plus recently. I'm just doing weekly keys with like my guilds. Then Bear Girl would have better conduits, true. Okay, we're back 1 second, guys, and then I think we might do more keys, or I'm doing Torghast, I don't know. We'll see, we're back.
I'm not giving in, and losing faith will be alright. Am I missing it? 'Cause you're the only one I want by my side. But if you're not here for it, I know I gotta let you run away. Maybe mom and dad were right when they told me this wouldn't be nothing. Maybe I should take their advice, go get a life, or maybe get a job or something. Pack it up and head back home, tell everybody I was bluffing. Or maybe I'll just get out my head and focus on what I know's coming. Yeah. 'Cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusionary reality, I'm somewhere in between. These voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me that I'm a fool for trusting in these wings. But maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. 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 Maybe all my exes just drinking themselves crazy tonight. Maybe I should call and say, told you I'd be right. Wondering how long it was before you realized the biggest mistake of your life, and now you're paying the price. Oh, is it confidence or confusion?
So,
Well, I feel like I ain't never losing. Your opinion, now you know just what I'm choosing.
my item level 242, almost 243. Okay, what is happening here? Are we having a break? Hallo? Was machen wir? Eispause, oder? Achso, ja. Okay. By the way, guys, if you missed the announcement about the New World Discord server, the community, then check it out. We have a Discord server for people who want to play New World. It's linked in the chat. Dasha just posted it. I don't think we won Limdauer because they have to still look at all the points. I think they're like, I think today and tomorrow they're gonna see if there's any points that are missing, and I think that we're not gonna end up winning once they get all the points credited to them. But I don't know. But Cass from Extra Live actually just farmed so many points like the last 2 days. It was crazy. Hopefully you will. Yeah, I hope so as well. That would be great. Apparently some people you know, the new leadership at Blizzard, one of them is called Mike Ibarra, and it kind of sounds similar to Gingy's real life name. Gingy's called Mike, like, Diabara or something? I'm not sure how you pronounce it actually, but it sounds very similar. So apparently people have messaged him and like congratulated him on like on his new position. No, Oru, I have passed on the winners of the extension, but they haven't told us exactly on how the games are gonna be given away. Oh, did we reset? We didn't. We definitely didn't. Ginger CEO, let's go. No, at the moment there are no raids, Dashu. There's something called Invasions, which is some like PvE event where you have to defend your fort against like mobs, basically. That's kind of like similar to a raid, I guess, but not really a raid. And other than that, there's like expeditions, which is 5-man content, like 5-man dungeons. Yeah, I know the president of Blizzard, yeah? Of course, Misery, of course. Yeah, the invasions are pretty cool, and apparently no one has really... Did the NA people actually try to do an invasion yesterday evening? Because I heard that they tried to get like the highest level people together and try and beat an invasion, but I'm not sure if they actually managed to do that. Smashley's team beat one? Really? Okay, that's cool. Hey Sisu, that's not something I have to decide at the moment. I also don't want to. Like, I always understand it. I guess I understand why people want to know what I'm gonna do, but at the same time, it's like, why do I have to make this decision? Like, think about yourself. Think about the way you choose which games you play. When you think about New World coming out and you decide to play the game, do you already decide now that you're not gonna play anything else and you're only gonna play New World? Like, is that the decision you make beforehand and then you just stick to it? I think it's always like a situational thing, right? I want to play New World when it comes out, but I don't want to like I haven't made a decision if that's like the only game I will play, or if I play other games, or like what's going on, because it depends on how much fun I have playing it, right? Like, if I start playing New World and I really enjoy myself, I'm probably gonna put a lot of time into it, right? Because if I like it, I like it. But if I start playing and it turns out that after a while, maybe I don't like it anymore or whatever, then maybe I play something else, or maybe I play multiple games at the same time, or like maybe I have dedicated days where I play this game and then other days I play the other game. I don't know. That's just not a decision I really make beforehand, right? Thank you so much for the sub. Hi Mayo, appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome. So yeah, I definitely don't want to decide what my main game is and my second game or whatever. The thing is, though, when New World comes out, then there's probably there's basically a downtime in WoW at that point, because the raid has been cleared at that point probably, and then I could play in Plus. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna be playing mainly New World, but never know. Maybe I suddenly really like playing High and Plus again, and then I just play High and Plus, or I don't know. Maybe I become a Final Fantasy streamer. I kind of just want to play multiple games and see what I like, Basim. I'm glad you like my YouTube videos. Yeah, or maybe I play League of Legends, who knows? Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Richtig nice. My group wants me to die. Toxic. Oh wait, I moved out of my thing. Big damn. If you don't want to play Bell, there's multiple different passive trinkets that are pretty good you can use. Like Unbound Changeling, for example, is pretty good. What else is there? You can always sim your character, like sim Droptimizer. If you sim Droptimizer, you can see which trinkets would be good that drop from dungeons or from the raid or whatever. I know, right, Slicer? I know, I know. Oh, you're the best, 2000. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, one thing that I guess annoys people, like, for example, if someone only wants to watch me play WoW, right? Like, if there's somebody who only wants to watch me when I play WoW and they don't want to watch any other game, then I totally understand the question. If someone comes in and says, hey, are you gonna stop playing WoW, or like, are you gonna play WoW a lot less or whatever, like, I understand the question if they only want to watch me for like a certain game. Like, I get it. But at the same time, I also can't really tell you. I wish I could tell you, but... we're gonna play it on EU server. And yeah, there's different kinds of servers, if that's your question. I knew it! I knew it. Ja. Thanks for 5 months, Belladonics. Thank you so much. Welcome back, welcome back. Uh-oh. I wish I had my cooldowns for this pool. Mystery. Oh, that's why you play me watch WoW. I see. Why you watch me play WoW. Now it all makes sense. My item level is 242.93. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, our tank is so dead. Drop them at the obliterator. Oh god.
Frankly, that's a skill issue.
Thanks for 2 months, Chris. Thank you so much. Oh no. We maybe pulled a little bit too many of those groundskeepers on top of the shard. Like this monster. Okay, apparently we're playing it. Oh no. No! Why are we doing this? Oh, I thought we just lost it, but it was only the buff. I see him. Do we have enough trash? We don't, right? We're staying Theodore. Theodore is what we play. I mean, I guess theoretically, I'm not sure if Nadia might be better in like certain situations, but Aber ich habe ihn gar nicht umgebracht. Das weiß jetzt bestimmt keiner. Nee, ich habe niemanden umgebracht. Nö. Aber ich habe ja niemanden getroffen. Ich habe ja nur Söhne getroffen mit meinem Kreis. Nö. I don't really know, Silly. I haven't really, like, I personally haven't really figured out what's better. I just play because we're only doing weekly keys. Like, I'm not trying to push high keys, so I'm just doing whatever, kinda, you know? Because there's probably certain situations where Solo to Forest is better and others where Incarn is better. Like, Incarn makes your cooldown stronger, but Solo to Forest gives you more consistent, like, Starfire damage, and it's kind of like... It's kind of whatever. That's good to hear, Oru. That's really good to hear. I'm really looking forward to playing New World as well. I think it's gonna be really fun. If we manage to get a really big community together, I think it's gonna be super fun. Especially when we do wars and stuff as well later on, and like invasions. I think it's gonna be really cool. Hey Haki, what's up?
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah, I hear him chat to the noise. Can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Nice keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize. Don't tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch me, please use caution.
Hi Carton, what's up? How are you today? Oh, nice proc. Big down. Mit wem, Niki? Okay. Okay, ich sag's nicht, warte. Me too, Carton. Me too, me too. A suggestion for a shoe that is really good for standing and walking for long periods of time. I'm a teacher and I'm on my feet for like 7 to 8 hours a day. Okay, so I know that my mom works at a cafe, yeah? She's like a bartender. And she basically is on her feet all day. She's standing all day because she stands behind the counter. Basically all day. And I know she has this like these really weird shoes that are more like kind of like sandals. And I know you couldn't be wearing those, I would assume, as a teacher, because it probably looks a little bit weird. But she like swears on those. But I was like wearing them once, and I just like I don't know how they're comfortable, because they're like wooden. It's actually like wooden. Like the bottom is made out of wood, and then it's like it's not closed on like the back. It's actually just like sandals kinda, and it's real. Like I don't know how she clocks. Maybe I'm googling this now. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, she kind of swears on those. She really likes. She really likes them. Thanks for 7 months, Fire Sock. Appreciate that. How are you doing? Thank you, thank you. Yeah, exactly. Birkenstock. Yeah, that's it. That's what she's wearing. Danske shoes? Maybe that's what they're called. In German, they're called Birkenstock. I would assume there's like different names depending on what brand it is, I guess. Well, every German knows. I'm sure every... Oh, we somehow managed to get them both. Okay, nice. Should I save my cooldowns again to nuke the mini-boss? Nah. Yeah, maybe you can wear them as a teacher as well. I don't know. Like, I thought that maybe as a teacher it's a bit weird, but maybe not. I mean, maybe you can wear them as a teacher too. Really? It's funny because here where I live, teachers don't wear those shoes. But, huh, that's interesting that that's a really common thing for teachers in other countries. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, ich habe keine Cooldowns diesmal. Wir können nicht. Keine Cooldowns. Nope. Ich glaube auch nicht. And I know about this because recently my mom was really upset because they stopped making her specific type. Like, she's been a bartender like all her life basically. And she always wore the same, like she always bought the same ones. And then they stopped producing the ones that she had. Like the specific version or like specific like, what is it called? The type? Whatever. They still make very similar ones, but just not the exact same. And I know that she was like looking everywhere for those. She couldn't find it, she was so sad. Oh. Yeah, it's like the model, yeah, a specific model, yeah. Model is what I meant. You'd think they'd stop making the model my dad wears, taking how worn out they are. No, he just thinks they're still fine. Oh man. Okay, big dam. Not gonna hit me, right? Okay, boss is dead.
Victory well earned. You have proven that none of the weapons in Zoval's arsenal can best you.
To get more comfortable the longer you wear them? Yeah. I can see that, I can see that. Danke, Psycho. Ja, ich bin mir noch nicht ganz sicher, ob wir wirklich gewonnen haben, weil die noch irgendwelche... Anscheinend fehlen den Leuten noch irgendwelche Punkte und die gucken dann nochmal nach, ob ihnen da irgendwas fehlt. I like how the Discord is already pretty active with people. I love it, I love it. I'm shocked anyone even wants to play New World. I thought after the streamer campaign it will die instantly. Really? Why? That's interesting. I thought most people had a pretty good impression from the game after the streamers, or after watching the streamers play it. I mean, the game definitely has like a few things that are, you know, it's like, or that they need to improve on. But I personally am gonna give it the benefit of the doubt with those, like with those things that they are not doing so well. I'm gonna believe that they are trying to fix it, you know? Because in the end it's a new MMO, and MMOs are huge. So I totally believe that they are gonna work on improving the things that people didn't like. They actually were pretty quick at fixing things even during the beta already. There were a bunch of things that they changed and adapted, like even while the beta was going on. Whiskey. Same actually, Sue. I don't know, for me it was like a Raid Shadow Legends meme. What, really? After you saw how the game looks like? I mean, I understand that a lot of people have reservations when they see streamers being paid to play games. Like, I get it, right? You don't know, does the streamer really enjoy this game? Or do they only play because they're paid? Like, I totally understand that sentiment, right? But some games are clearly not meant to be played 24/7. Something like Raid Shadow Legends, that's not a game, it's a phone game, right? Like, that's not something I'm gonna play 8 hours a day or something. Like, that's not a game that is supposed to be played a lot of the time. It's supposed to be a phone game that you just, you know. So obviously that's not a game that that is meant to be like super good and everyone plays it or whatnot. But a game like New World, like that's literally an MMO, like a big game, and you like if you saw the game, you know how well made it is. It's not just a game that is like, you know, like it's actually a game where they put a lot of time and effort and money into. So whenever streamers are being paid for those kind of games, then I guess it's still possible that they only played for money, right? Like that's still possible. But at the same time, streamers usually are allowed to give their opinion just fine. And if they don't like it, then they'll just stop playing after the campaign is over, right? Or they don't play as much as well. Also, one more thing that is something that you guys need to know is that streamers, when it comes to these kind of contracts and sponsorships for you playing a game, they're never gonna pay you for streaming games for like hundreds of hours. Never. Okay? If you see a streamer that is playing a game for literally every day, 8 hours a day or whatever, then they're not being paid for that. They might be paid for like a few hours, but not for like 8 or more hours per day. Like that's not, they're not paying for that. Because usually these contracts are hourly based, right? When they contact you, they say like, hey, I'm gonna pay you this and that amount of money for like 2 hours or for 5 hours or for whatever, right? But they're not gonna pay you to play the game 50 hours or like 100 hours or whatever. Like that's those are usually not campaigns that are a thing, just because that would be so expensive, first of all, and also not worth it. Because when you think about advertisement, it has like diminishing returns, right? Like for example, when I stream New World, for the first couple of hours that I stream it, I'm gonna be broadcasting the game to a lot of you. But at some point, the value of me streaming the game diminishes for them, right? Because at that point, there's not gonna be that many new people that join my stream at that point. Like after like a couple of hours of streams, there's not going to be that many new people that haven't seen me play it yet. So at that point, it's not even worth it for them anymore to pay more. So usually it's just like a certain amount of hours, and then they'd rather invest the money into like other creators or other content campaigns or whatnot. So almost all of the streamers who were being paid for New World, they played a lot more than they were paid for. Almost all of them. Because I think because people specifically liked the campaign that was going on with like the leaderboard with the points, and because they just enjoyed the game, right? But I'm not saying that you cannot, that you should believe like everything a streamer says if they're being paid, obviously, right? Like, you can totally, like it's totally healthy for you as a viewer to take the content with like a grain of salt and be like, okay, I'm gonna see if they still enjoy this like a week later, you know? Like I totally am not, I'm not offended if you guys don't believe me or something when I'm getting paid to play a game. Like, I'm totally not mad if you wait for like my opinion after the campaign is over or something. Beside the cash side, that makes me not recommend Genshin Impact to anyone, even if I love it, is Raid Shadow Legends a bad game? Okay, so I actually don't think that Raid Shadow Legends is that bad for what it is, you know? I don't like these kind of games necessarily. Like, I don't play these kind of games. But I think for people that actually like this type of game, I think it actually is good. Like, no shit. Because it actually is pretty well made for that what it's supposed to do. Of course, if you don't like these kind of games, then obviously you don't like it. But I think if you're a person, because some people really like this stuff, right? The way it works, like the way the game works is that you open up the game, you press a bunch of buttons, and then like a timer starts. You know, like at the start you only have to wait like 10 minutes, and then at some point you have to wait like 24 hours for this to be done, right? And you can speed up the process by paying, right? So obviously this is like a money like kind of thing where they obviously are out for people to pay to speed up the process. But at the same time, like, people can play that game just as like a time sink. You know, like maybe you sit on the couch and you watch TV and you just open up Raid Shadow Legends and you press a bunch of buttons and then you close it again. I don't know, like, if people actually like this, which apparently a lot of people do like this kind of game, because otherwise they wouldn't be so popular, right? I think they're really popular among like the video, like the phone games. So yeah, for that it's really not bad. Yeah, the WoW mission table is actually a very similar concept. The WoW mission table is actually the same thing. Like, very, very similar concept. Because people do like this stuff. Like, some people just want to like open up their phone and like press a bunch of buttons, and then they get this like gratification of getting like a reward real quick, and then they log out again. Like, that's, some people just love that kind of stuff. I don't know. I personally don't feel rewarded for just waiting. Like, if I press on a button and 24 hours later I get the thing, then I'm just like, yeah, okay, well, nice. But some people like it, I don't know. Premium games that lock me out of playing is the dumbest idea any game dev has ever had. Honestly, just make me quit not play. I personally don't like it either. But apparently some people do like it, I don't know. Hey, Adnix, what's up? Is that a whole guild thing on Twitter? Do you know what faction you're going? We haven't really decided on which faction we're going yet, but we were thinking of going Covenant because we don't want to like completely dominate our server that we're gonna play on. So we were thinking we're just gonna go with like the underdog faction, and hopefully that might balance it out a little. And then we were also hoping that other people that want to play against us are gonna pick a different faction, right? Because I don't think it's gonna be too much fun if we like super dominate the server. But we also thought that that's something we can figure out later. If that really happens, that we super dominate the server, then we can have some people join a different faction and then we like play against each other or something. That would also be fun, I guess. Yeah, exactly. It's not like a grind game. It's like open it up, click a button, and then log out again, and then do the same thing the next day. The thing is, I guess I see where people are coming from if they like a game like this. If you're very limited in the amount of time you can spend with video games, right? Like, let's say you're like, I don't know, let's say you're like a mom of like 3 kids and you're working. And then you get home and you kind of like playing video games, but at the same time, you don't have the time to sit on your PC for 2 or 3 hours or more to play a video game. So this is like, it's like the same thing as an MMO, except that the grinding part that you would do in an MMO is replaced by time waiting, right? So instead of me farming Korthia for an hour, they do nothing for an hour. It's just like a time gate, right? So for people that really don't have a lot of time to play, I guess you get similar gratifications for reaching your goals, but without spending all of this time actually playing. So you wanna join Ethnix? You up?
I wonder if in heaven, if I'll still have you by my side. 'Cause I don't ever know if I'll ever let you go.
New World does not have a subscription, no.
'Cause you pick me up from out of
I was talking about Raid Shadow Legends, or like games that are like Raid Shadow Legends, like these kind of games where you press a button and you wait, and then you get whatever you were waiting for an hour later, or a day later, or whatever. We're gonna have a super tryhard Covenant guild as well, but obviously I'm nowhere near the size you are. We could definitely go together though. If we can have 100 people on launch day, we can insta take over Monarch and push 60. Yeah, that was our plan. Like, our plan was that we want to take over those like 3 regions, like Windsward, Monarch's Bluff, and like Everfall, or whatever it was called. And the other regions, we said we're just gonna let the other factions take over those. And then we're just gonna rush level 60. But if you want to join, you're totally free to do so. We also didn't want to have too many like super big streamers anyway, because again, like this problem of one faction just being completely overwhelming is probably not so much fun. So we were thinking of not inviting too many big like streamers or whatever. We were trying to go for like some smaller streamers as well that want to join, so we can, you know, like promote each other and whatever, and at the same time not have the server be completely overcrowded. So if you want to join, you would be more than welcome to. And we have a lot of people that really want to go like super tryhard as well. Yeah, that's definitely something that we thought about. Like, we don't want to make this like a super big streamer server or something where everything is like completely overcrowded. We definitely do want to keep this in some sort of like, you know, like a decent size. Yeah, did you check out the Discord server? We set it all up the last couple of days. There you go, it's this one. Yeah, you should just join and check it out. We're basically trying to get a bunch of people for all sorts of stuff, like different kinds of like mods for the Discord, and then all the like people that farm stuff for us, like gatherers, and like we're looking for different kinds of war leaders in case there's multiple wars happening at the same time, and we're looking for like company leaders that maybe lead our like off companies, because we were thinking that we have like a main company for us each. Like I have one, Now has one, and then the other streamers that come have one as well. And then we have like off companies for like the rest of the people that want to join, like the rest of the community. And then we're looking for people who like organize those too. I'm gonna get funneled to 60, that's the plan. It's the plan that we get funneled to 60. We have to figure out exactly how we're gonna do that now with the different like, I guess we also have to figure out how exactly they're gonna change stuff before the game comes live. I'm not sure if they're gonna leave it the way it is right now with like the town quests and whatnot. But if they are, then yeah, that's the plan. Gonna do a video to melee DPS like you did to casters about covenants and legendaries. Oh, about covenants and legendaries. No, I did that for melee too, didn't I? You mean the video where I'm talking about 9.1 patch notes and classes? There's melee included in that. I will help you funnel to 60, Naguri. Let's go, Oru, let's go. For Lena 2.0, oh no. No, we don't want any of that. Yeah, we definitely don't want any of that overcrowded streamer server thing. Like, we don't want that at all. I also feel like that would be really boring in a game like New Worlds, where it's all about like the factions and like them fighting each other, right? We definitely want to have a healthy balance. And we were thinking about, as I said earlier, like we're actually thinking about possibly changing some of the companies to a different faction if we're too one-sided. Just to make, and I feel like that would be nice content too for like streamers, right? So let's say first we're all Covenant, and then it turns out, okay, Covenant is actually way too dominant on like the server. Then we could say, okay, Now's company and like the Now community switches to Marauders or whatever. And then it would be like Now versus Nagura or whatever in like Wars. I think that would be kind of funny as well, right? I think. Then it would be like a small competition between us too. If it happens, we would prefer to be the same faction. But yeah, we'll see. I'd be super down to set up everything who is like the leader. We should definitely have a sit down and go through how we want to do everything. It's like the first week. Definitely ethnics. I think like Now and I. So basically we have Now, me, and the duelist who are planning what we're gonna do. So if you want to join in on that, I'm definitely gonna talk to Now so we can set up like a time where we can sit down and just figure out what we want to do. Because we haven't really set in stone anything, but I think he'd be super happy to talk about this kind of stuff. I'm gonna message him. Nagura's now the epic battle. Alright, sounds good, Adnix. Sounds good. Alright guys, so since we're having a food break and I'm kind of just chilling, I think I'm just gonna stop streaming because we're just doing boring stuff anyway. It's not really interesting to watch, I think. And I'm running out of things to talk about now that we talked about Raid Shadow Legends. I think we landed on the subjects that we should be talking about at the very end of the stream. That's how we should end the stream, like talking about Raid Shadow Legends. But yeah, I still have to do Torghast, but I'm just gonna chill a bit, I think. Like, I'm just gonna go offline, I'm gonna make some food, and then I'm gonna finish those last 3 dungeons that I still have to do, and then I'm gonna do Torghast, and then I'm done with this chore game.
Welcome to the Nagura show.
Thank you so much for gifting us Scott Jacob. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. Welcome to Timo. Thank you, welcome Timo. Chore game. I mean, kind of is. World of Chores. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging out. Again, if you want to check out the Discord channel for our New World community, Now and mine, then check it out for sure. It's linked in the chat. It's called The Pit. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. So if you want to check out New World and you're considering playing, then definitely check out the channel. And that's it. There's gonna be another cool announcement that I'm gonna do tomorrow that half of you already know, but the other half doesn't. I'm really bad with announcements. It is what it is. But yeah, tomorrow there's gonna be another announcement. And yeah. Sorry about the short stream today, but I started like really late today because I kinda slept for a really long time. And then I talked to Johnny for a really long time, so it is what it is, you know. Oh. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out. Remember to follow my stream if you haven't yet. Check out my YouTube channel. Check out my Twitter, my TikTok, my Instagram. Just follow me everywhere. Just do it, okay? Don't ask questions. Just do it. I promise there's good content on there. I mean... Well, I don't really want to say good content, but... but it's content. Okay? But yeah, so that's it. Let's go ahead and host somebody and I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? What's tomorrow? Wednesday. Oh, tomorrow we're doing a heroic raid in the evening. I'll stream that. And then before that, we're just gonna get, you know, open our vault and stuff like that. Probably just gonna do like a full WoW stream tomorrow too. You're cute, you're cute. Dude, if I would announce more that I'm doing a Raid Shadow Legends stream, that would literally be the best thing ever. Alright, let's host our pit bro now. He's doing, what's he doing? Split raids. Raiding with the boys. Yeah, he's doing boost runs, I think. Man, all the World First guilds are just doing boost runs now all day. Because because they're owing so much money for the World First raid. Well, so much gold, I mean, to like the boosting companies. Big yikes. I'm actually so glad I don't have to farm like heroic split raids in Sanctum. Oh my god. Like, I already hate doing heroic in normal mode, but if I would have to do it like multiple times... Oh no. Like, that would be the absolute worst. Big dab to you. Anyway guys, I'm super excited to get my food. And I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Approximately at like 2 p.m. or something. Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye. Thanks for watching, guys. You're the best.
Where's your